What's going on? I'm Larry Hoover Jr. and I'm rocking with Street Certified News.
Oh, it is your boy Kiss, man. Shout out to Street Certified News.
Yo, it's your boy L Hitter, Mr. Oh yeah, y'all already know what it is, man. I'm rocking with Street Certified News. We got behind the scenes, man. We finna tie this bitch up.
What up, it's your boy Bum J. We rocking with Street Certified News. Eastside Crazy.
Man, Street Certified News, man. Shout out Big Bo. Shout out Walker. Yo, yo, yo. It's your boy MXO Guapo, man. Street Certified News. And we back with another one. Man, hey, this week's story, man. We gonna get into the boy J-Mane. You know what I'm saying? Since the beginning of drill, bro, been around. You know what I'm saying? Some people have always took him serious. Some people ain't never took him serious. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, if you guys can hit that like, comment, subscribe, man. Hey, let's run this video up, man. Let's get 300 likes. We don't want to ask for too much, man. But we did our due diligence. You know what I'm saying? We really gave y'all something special today. And we're going to keep running them back, man. In this week's story, man, we dropped the hood dot on why everybody hates FYB J-Mane, man. Let's get right into it. Born on February 18th, 1994, Jeremiah McAfee, a.k.a. FYB J-Mane, grew up in Chicago's notorious Calumet building, a place known for poverty, crime, and constant gang activity. Coming from a family with ties to the street, his father would end up in prison while J-Mane was just a child. Growing up a young BD in the Calumet building, FYB J-Mane would develop relationships with a number of future BD ops, including his older cousin, Tavares Taylor, aka Lil Reese. Years later, the Calumet building and many other projects within the city of Chicago would be torn down, spreading most of the community through the Woodlawn and neighborhoods. Eventually, as J-Mane got older, he would gravitate to the GDs in Jarrow City and STL, two Woodlawn sets that would end up standing on the opposite side of the city's deadliest beef against the BDs, mostly from the Parkway Garden apartment complex, aka Wick City. Eventually, as a young man, having to dodge bullets from his own family due to his street associations. With the explosion of drill rap in the early 2010s, FYB J-Mane would start his own group out of Jarrow City called FYB, aka Fuck Your Bitch, collaborating with rappers like FBG Duck, Lil J, Billionaire Black, and King Yella, and even dissing Chief Keef on his first ever song. The 2010s was a dangerous time for FYB J-Mane. And by 2016, after numerous attempts on his life and the life of his friends, J-Mane would move to Las Vegas to continue his rap career. So around the time J-Mane moved to Vegas, that's kind of when I got in tune with him. Like I told y'all before, you know what I'm saying? I used to like going to Vegas a lot. Just me and my girl would be chilling on the strip. I'll bump into the boy King Yella a few times. And I noticed that once Yella went out there, dudes like Billionaire Black, dudes like FYB J-Mane, and a few other Chicago artists, man, they start kind of moving out west. So, you know what I mean? When I saw FYB J-Mane out there in Vegas, I really thought he was getting to it, you know what I'm saying? Young Chicago dude, getting out the trenches. You know what I mean? I remember he was already verified on Instagram and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was really pushing himself. He always, you know, wanted to be a drill celebrity, man. So, following in the footsteps of King Yella, who had already relocated there, FYB J-Mane would move to Las Vegas, Nevada, where his career would never really catch traction outside of his hit 300 Dead Ops. He was known more for clowning around and dropping disrespectful diss tracks than for making serious records. Building on his comedic antics, while in Vegas, J-Mane began to carve out a lane for himself as an entertainer and not just a rapper. Famously even getting similar extensions put in his hair to mock rival King Von on his remix of the song Demons. FYB J-Mane's first real viral moment on a national stage would come in November of 2022, on the Say Cheese platform. FYB J-Mane would seemingly go crazy when he claimed he tattooed OTF on his forehead and signed to Lil Durk in order to push peace for the kids. Despite pushback, J-Mane would stick to his story, going on a run of interviews claiming he would be the one to bring both sides together for the kids of Chicago. This move would shock the drill scene and had everyone watching and talking, but it also made him look like a troll who would just do anything for attention. Shortly after this wave of clout, FYB J-Mane's YouTube channel, the main tool he was using to broadcast himself and monetize his content, was taken down. Many believe it could have been the OTF trolling he was doing for millions of viewers, while J-Mane would later come out to say that his first YouTube channel, as it got bigger, a music producer who had given him permission to use beats he named Thunky Man, had now changed their mind and began copyright striking his channel, resulting in its removal from the platform. When J-Mane came back with his new YouTube channel days later, he was forced to reinvent himself, documenting his journey after losing his original channel. Then, going on a run of content where he would claim losing his channel caused him to go homeless. In one of his most viral clips, around this time, J-Mane would take his television to the pawn shop and actually sell it, showing us the entire process, claiming Thunky Man caused his family to leave him, and now he was going to be forced to move back to Chicago, where he was in fear of death. Surprisingly, this content would blow up bigger than any diss video ever could. Jeremiah, aka FYB J-Mane, would amass an even larger following within only months of losing his original channel. Some fans really believed that they were supporting J-Mane's struggles, while most believed this was another trolling event, granted his most successful to date. Once back on his internet feet, J-Mane would embark on his next semi-serious project, now selling custom cereal called Whoops and pushing a peace narrative amongst drill fans. Again calling out rappers like Lil Durk, FBG Young, and even his cousin Lil Reese, and those in similar circles to promote peace and promote putting the guns down for the children. Some say this is when the hate and distrust towards J-Mane only grew stronger. Both sides were now questioning his sincerity. Following a run of popular podcast appearances, FYB J-Mane would start his own podcast entitled Whoops and began inviting Chicago rappers to his platform. Surprisingly, and semi in line with his pushing peace initiatives, one of his first big guests would be admitted former op Tay Savage. The views would go crazy, and for many it was a good look for both artists, while some still question if this connection was genuine given their past. Others felt that Tay may just be extorting a former op with a bigger platform than him in a friendly way. Either way, this will become just another time FYB J-Mane's crazy antics will leave people with more questions than answers. Following the successful launch of his Whoops podcast, and with sales of his Whoops cereal, FYB J-Mane was now an official celebrity within the drill community. He had now accomplished what he always wanted. Now back in Chicago, in late 2023, J-Mane would make probably his most hated move, when he would take a picture with his Whoops box in front of the mural of his former op, King Von. Given the amount of disrespect J-Mane had sent towards King Von when he was both alive and deceased, many of King Von's family and friends expressed outrage at J-Mane's stunt, including his own cousin Lil Reese, who famously said, "I'm not pushing peace, and J-Mane can't come this way." Following the backlash and another round of podcast appearances, it was starting to look like J-Mane was putting himself into controversy in order to podcast later about it. Famously, DC comedian Ant Glizzy would get into a heated argument with FYB J-Mane, where he called out the Chicagoan for starting a podcast instead of Get Back after the death of his friend FBG Duck. J-Mane, however, would double down in the need to push peace for the kids, when in early 2024, he would drop his FYB flag temporarily due to conflict within the group over his antics. And then, in June 2024, he would leak a phone call, seemingly years in the making, between him and rapper Lil Durk.
Yo, J-Mac.
Yo.
I got smart on the phone.
Alright, that's about.
What's the word, buddy?
What's that word?
What you got going?
Shit. Knocking these Whoop interviews out. You know I'm trying to say Chicago. You know that. They hit different.
During the leaked phone call, that was actually just posted on J-Mane's YouTube channel, Lil Durk promised to do something positive with him for the kids of Chicago. Around this time, Lil Durk himself would be under federal investigation, and many believed he was looking to soften his image, using any platform, including his biggest troll J-Mane's, to sell a new narrative. Instead of a major initiative between Durk and J-Mane for Chicago kids, the follow-up would just be Durk shouting out J-Mane and Whoops on his 2024 song Conspiracy, featuring YTB Fat. And then months later, also bringing J-Mane on stage during his birthday bash concert in Chicago, where no other so-called ops were invited. To many, it didn't look like a real peace effort. It looked like J-Mane was just another rapper trying to ride Durk's wave. That moment, to many, cemented the narrative that FYB J-Mane was looking for personal gain and not really peace, leaving him stuck with the permanent label of a clout chaser instead of a peacemaker. Only a week later, Lil Durk and 5 other men would be arrested for the murder for hire of Lil Pab, Quando Rondo's best friend in Los Angeles, California, in retaliation for the death of King Von. After the arrest, FYB J-Mane will remain silent, after spending the last few months prior shouting out Durk for also asking for peace and claiming that they were now friends. FYB J-Mane literally never spoke on Lil Durk again. In late 2024, and after the OTF arrest, FYB J-Mane would try one last stunt when he tried filming content for peace inside of O-Block. A move that looked like pure trolling to both his supporters and enemies caused O-Block member E-Dog to call J-Mane out while the cameras were rolling. Finally, the antics had caught up, and now J-Mane's trolling seemed to have him in real danger. In a move most didn't believe at first, J-Mane would simply leave O-Block after the argument, making a statement later that he had tried his hardest, but at this point was giving up on pushing peace. To this day, FYB J-Mane has remained active with his Whoops podcast. He still releases music, but is known more for being an internet comedian and podcaster than a rapper. Whether it's King Von disses, or tattooing OTF on his face, or trolling Lil Durk, or going homeless was ever genuine, once J-Mane achieved success, the stunts began to slowly stop. The crazy antics turned to simply funny internet content. The journey we all watched him go through as fans, friends, and former ops left us all still unsure if any of it was ever even real. And that's why everyone hates FYB J-Mane. Appreciate y'all for rocking with us, man. It's your boy Emerick So Guapo, Street Certified News, the most reputable source for urban media, man. You know what I'm saying? This was just one of them stories we've been working on for a while. Thought we'd drop it for y'all this week. You know what I mean? Let me know in the comments, man, what y'all think. Did we hit all the right topics for this boy FYB J-Mane? Was it something we missed? Was it something that we put out there that maybe y'all didn't know about? You know what I'm saying? Hey, let us know, man. Either way, we appreciate you, man. Appreciate you for rocking with us, man. Again, hit that like, comment, subscribe, man. We appreciate the support of the channel. It's your boy Emerick So Guapo, Street Certified News, man. The most reputable source for urban media, man. We love you. We out.